It's mailbag time here on Chicago Bears Now by Chat Sports. I am your host, Harrison Graham. Get those questions in, and we will answer as many of them on today's show. Joseph, can we bring back Cordarrelle Patterson next year? He had a great season with the Falcons. Boy, did he. I love CPAT. You guys know that. I wanted to bring him back last year. If you bring him back, then you let Jakeem Grant go, which I'm fine with. Patterson's a better weapon on offense. Probably comes down to money here. I could see a team overpaying for him, honestly, because realistically, let's be real. And I love Cordarrelle Patterson. I think he's maybe the best kick returner in the game still, and he proved last year he can be a weapon on offense. But is he going to have the type of season he had with Atlanta last year again? That seems pretty tough. I mean, over 500 rushing and receiving yards. Maybe it's possible, but I think that he probably just had the best season of his career. But if you can get 80% of that, I'd still probably do it, but it all comes down to money. Nico Regano, what is more likely to be on the defensive line if the Bears move to a 4-3? Who is? Well, all it means currently with the roster is that Robert Quinn and Khalil Mack will have their hand in the dirt, and they'll be, primarily used as pass rushers. Now, the interior is the question. Bilal Nichols, free agent. Akeem Hicks, free agent. Kyrus Tonga can play one of those defensive tackle spots, especially as a run stopper. I think Eddie Jackson's off this team next year. I don't think he's back, personally. Do you bring back a Bilal Nichols to play the 3 technique? Do you go look at a guy like B.J. Hill to play the 3 tech? That sounds like a key spot on this defense. Alan Williams and Matt Eberflus have both mentioned it. So, yeah, defensive tackle, that's a key spot. Justin Smith, do we upgrade through free agency or do we give Thomas Graham Jr. a chance? Also, what's Sangray's problem? Fields was a rookie last year. Look, that's just his opinion. I don't agree with it. Sangray Kim doesn't think Fields is good. I don't think we've seen nearly enough of a sample size to make that determination. If anything, I've seen enough positive signs, but that's neither here nor there. He's entitled to his opinion. How about both on the first part? I think you upgrade and you give Graham a chance. Like I said, get a second corner and let CB3 be a competition, whether that's nickel or outside corner. Like if you sign a nickel, then CB2 is a competition. If you sign an outside corner, nickel's a competition. I would sign a proven outside corner, like a Charvarius Ward, a guy who's done it, and then let Graham, Vilder, and Duke Shelley compete for nickel, make the best man win. I think that's a pretty decent plan. All right, subscribe to the channel. Bears Now has you covered all offseason long for free. We don't charge you guys for this channel. We appreciate super chats, but not required. Hit that subscribe button. It does not cost you a dime. You turn on those notifications, you're going to be notified when we publish a video. We're publishing videos every single day, sometimes multiple per day. There were days during the coaching search that I was doing 2-3 videos a day, some videos from home, because I care about you guys that much. Subscribe. No one will cover the Bears better than we do here at Bears Now. All right, Polymike's 19, hashtag Bears, taking their price into consideration. Who are your top 3 free agent targets? Boy, that's a good question. It's so hard to narrow it down to 3. If you take price into consideration, I'm going to take Davante Adams out of it because he's going to want 25 to 30 million, and that's a bunch. Gosh. How about this? How about Ryan Jensen, the center for the Bucs? How about I'll also go Chris Godwin with the Bucs, so $2. And then who's a corner? J.C. Jackson's too expensive. There's got to be there's some corners I would be interested in. Cam Robinson's a lineman I would have interest in. Wide receiver, another receiver would be in the mix as well. But Jensen at center, I'm intrigued by. Brian Allen, the Rams center, is another guy I would look at. I think you got to fix that position, so that's a big priority. Hard to get into specifics, Polymikes, but we will certainly have more free agency coverage. Hugh Carrito, would you trade for Kyler Murray? No. And I like Kyler. I do. I think he's dug himself a bit of a hole here with how he's, handled things. He wipes his social media clean of Cardinal stuff, and then all these stories come out like he's immature, he's not a good leader. Then he comes out and is like, none of those things are true. It's like, well, then why did you wipe your social media? I think he's a damn good player. I like him quite a bit, but it's going to cost you a lot. At least Fields and 2 first-round picks. And I like Kyler, but I'm not trading that much for him. I'm gonna build around Justin Fields. That's what I'm gonna do. Jacita Paul, could Chicago sign DeVondre Campbell to pair with Roquan Smith? In theory, it's a fun idea, right? DeVondre Campbell with the Packers this year was tremendous. I believe he was all pro. He was really good. 150 tackles, a couple of forced fumbles and interceptions, had 5 pass breakups. Him and Roquan might be the best 1-2 punch at linebacker, but I don't see the Bears spending big on another linebacker. I think they're going to extend Roquan Smith, and then they'll patchwork the other spots. Maybe Danny Trevathan has another year in him. I'm not convinced of that. Maybe Alec Ogletree's back. But if you have that one alpha male like Roquan, your other guys don't have to be great. They just have to be good, serviceable. I'm not overpaying for a second linebacker. I'm just not going to do it. Should the Bears sign Campbell? Maybe you disagree. Type S for sign, type P for pass. I'm going to pass unless his market just doesn't develop. But with the year he had last year, someone's going to pay him, and someone might pay him like $10, $12 million. I'm not doing that if I'm Chicago. Something I am doing is getting this hoodie. $40? Are you kidding me? The big CHI letters and then the Bears logo, the old school one as well. Chatsports.com/Bears hoodie. This piece is only $39.99. I couldn't believe this deal with our partners from Fanatics. Go check out the link in the comments and in the description. Chatsports.com/Bears hoodie. Pick one up today because it's cold as hell in the Midwest. RJ King Chark, should they get Vita Vea off the Bucks? Is he a free agent? I actually don't know. Let me see if I can figure this out real quick. I love Vita Vea. He's more of a nose tackle, though, so he's not that 3-tech guy. That doesn't mean he can't play in the system. No, he's under contract for like 4 more years, so you're not trading for him. He ain't going anywhere, but I do love him. He's a great player. TD Productions draft Chris Olave or David Bell, sign DJ Chark or Mike Williams. Elite wide receiver core, thoughts. So, draft one, sign one. Okay, I think Mike Williams doesn't really fit what the Bears were talking about, which is like young, explosive. He's young, but he has some injuries, and he's not super fast. They want speed. Now, if they sign Mike Williams, I'd be down. He's a good player, but I don't think that's necessarily the type. DJ Chark would be cheaper than him, so I think he's intriguing. I would rather have Olave than Bell, but yeah, if you got 2 of those 4 guys to pair with Darnell Mooney, Cole Kmet, your running backs, that's a pretty good skill position group. There's no doubt. David Parran, would you give up 39 for DK Metcalf? Fuck yes. Are you kidding me? There's no receiver in this draft at 39. I shouldn't say no. It's unlikely that you would get a receiver at 39 that would be as good as DK. Now, DK has some flaws. He can't run all the routes, but he is so fast and explosive. Like, yes, I would give up 39 for DK Metcalf. Ed Brown, any chance Cohen is worth a draft pick? Man, I feel for Tarik. And by the way, I've seen people go after him on Twitter like, yeah, like, I get it. It's frustrating, but, like, we don't know what's going on with him. Remember, the guy lost his brother before last year. He had other stuff going on as well, not just the ACL recovery. So let's try and give Tarik a break here. But I am frustrated. I agree. I don't think you're getting a pick for him, though, because his contract's not that good for a player who hasn't played in almost 2 years. All right, Senior K, KJ, do you think Khalil Mack will be dominant in the 4-3? I actually like him in a 4-3. You know why? He's getting a little older, and as you get older, it's easier to simplify, or in my opinion, simplifying players' roles makes a lot of sense. Just rush the passer. Like, just rush the passer. And as a 4-3 edge, you don't have to drop in coverage hardly at all. Sure, like, he'll need to stop the run, but he's already good at that. Just focus on moving forward. You don't need to drop back. Like, as a 3-4 outside linebacker, you have to drop sometimes. And that's definitely not a strength of Robert Quinn. Matt can do it, but as he gets older, get after the quarterback. Like, that's I actually think a 4-3 could benefit in an even better way for Khalil Mack. And Robert Quinn's played in a ton of 4-3s in his career as well. What you most excited for? Type D for the NFL draft. Type F for NFL free agency. I love both, man. I really do. You know, I probably like the draft a little more, but the Bears only have 5 picks this year, so maybe free agency is the answer. Obviously, we know Ryan Poles is a big believer in the draft. Let me know what you guys think. Curious to see where you weigh in on this one. D for the draft or F for free agency. Jacob, what's the most you would give Daniels in a resign? Better off letting him go. I'm probably letting him walk, man. I've seen projections for him of getting $7-8 million a year. I'd give him like 5, maybe 6. 2 years, $12 million? Sure. He's a average to above average guard. He's not great. He gets hurt. Probably let him walk, man. I would rather just revamp the O-line, go in a new direction than feel like you have to bring back James Daniels. Haunting history, thoughts on bringing in Marcus May or Jesse Bates at safety and a corner like Levi Wallace? May coming off the Achilles. I would like him at a discount. 1-year deal, prove-it deal. Coming off the injury, if he plays well, he can go get a bag after next year. Love Jesse Bates. Don't think the Bengals let him go, but I do like him. Levi Wallace, I don't know. Let me pull him up real quick. He, last year, pulling up the stats, Levi Wallace played in all 17 games for the Bills, 58 tackles, 2 picks, 10 pass breakups. Yeah, he'd fit that mold of a number 2 corner. I just didn't know quite what his numbers were, but this past year kind of had a breakout year for Buffalo. So, yeah, I'd be open to it. Elijah Hill, who could be more productive under Justin Fields, Christian Kirk, or DJ Chark? I think Chark's upside is bigger. He also had the injury last year. I'd probably rather take a chance at Chark than Kirk. And I like Kirk, but Kirk has always had good receivers around him. Chark has put up numbers with a bad Jags team. So I'd probably take my chances there. We've seen the Bears sign a receiver from the Jags in the past and have it work. Allen Robinson, that worked very well until this past season. Why not do the same with Chark? I think that could make some sense. But I'd be good with Christian Kirk. I think he's a nice player. I think he's a great number 3. Average, below average number 2, but I think you could get by with Christian Kirk. Follow me on Instagram at HGramNFL. We're less than, about 170 followers away from 2,500 on IG. Give me a follow. Once we get to 2,500, we will do another Instagram Live. So go ahead and follow me on Instagram. It's at HGramNFL, at HGramNFL.